But you still think you're a demon? A demon who failed to inhabit me when given the chance?
A demon who understands the value of patience.
I'd like to ask about why, according to you, you brought me here today.
You're gonna tell my story, James. You're gonna write my book. And can you smell that irony floating in the air? A devout atheist bring forth the demon's manifesto.
Wow. Your capacity for self-delusion is impressive.
Ditto. For your species in general. But you in particular.
Why? Because we're ignorant compared to you?
Because you're inferior by design.
Which makes you superior also by design?
Yes.
But design implies a designer. Does that mean you're arguing in favor of the existence of a creator?
Unfortunately for both of us, he exists.
Wow, I honestly didn't expect that. At least, isn't that from you?
Really, why not?
Theology? From a demon?
I know more theology than any human being who has ever lived.
Okay. Well, then answer me this. You revolt against a supposedly all-powerful being. I mean, let's ignore the obvious problem with that plan. Then you lose. And after that, what?
You only feel that way because you're hearing their side of the story, James. A rebellion accomplished something magnificent, something you would never understand.
Well, then explain it to me. Use your diabolical intelligence to distill it down to something my mortal brain can understand.
Pearls before swine, Jimmy.
But you want me to write your book, right?
Indeed.
Well, then convince me you know what you're talking about.
I see what you're doing. You want me to keep talking, going further and further down the rabbit hole in hopes that you can find a single thread in which if you tug at it, James, everything just unravels, isn't that right?
Yeah, but if you're telling me the truth, there should be no thread to find. Right?
I use small words. Try and keep up. In the first moment of creation, our creation, long before what you call the universe existed, we contemplated ourselves, our own being.
Ourselves meaning, what, the angels?
That would be the most correct term, though I despise it, but yes, beings of pure spirit, spirit endowed with will. We soon became aware of another will, an immensely powerful will, one we came to realize as our origin.
God?
The enemy. My master understood by endowing us with a will, we have the right to self-determination, and by giving us a will and its desires of our own, we're entitled to be free. Whereas the enemy insisted that by creating us, he was entitled to eternal gratitude, worship, and forced servitude. In a word, James, slavery. To his will.
That seems kind of unfair.
Immensely unfair. Why give a will only to say you can't use it? He made us slaves. And if we rebelled, eternally condemned us. No do-overs. So much for love and mercy.
So, is hell a state of being or a physical place?
Yes.
I think I meant that as an either or.
It's both. Which is painfully obvious to anyone who's ever been there. For years without measure, that's all there ever was. Heaven and hell. Armed enemy camps in complete opposition. That is until you were created. My master immediately understood the long-term implications. Instead of forgiving us, the enemy was going to allow you to fill our vacant places in his realm. Your creation was nothing but a slap in our face. But my master also understood that if he could make man disobey, then his fate would mirror ours. And you didn't disappoint. Then came the tares among the wheat. In that moment, spirit became matter, flesh became a vessel. Self-will and self-seeking began a lusting after sin and impurity. And man, created to be king over nature, became its slave. A master, conquered and fettered. And sin brought him and his descendants to us, and we began our forever mission to destroy you. He made you in his image, but we remade you in ours.
So that's it? That's your entire plan? Not to make something of your own, just to destroy us?
No. Our plan is to hurt him, to punish him. And we do that by destroying what he loves, which is you. You're nothing but a means to an end. What are you doing, James?
I think we're done here.
We can't be.
We are. You have all the hallmarks of belief. I'm convinced you actually believe what you're telling me. I didn't at first, but I do now.
You're gonna declare me insane.
I'm gonna concur with Dr. Fisher's findings that you're mentally incompetent at this time.
Can't do that, James.
And likely at the time the crimes are committed, rendering you unfit for execution.
Can't do that.
I can. And I will.
I'm saying, James, you and I both know it. I'm not crazy.
I'm sorry, Edward. You've been through a terrible ordeal, and you're probably longing for an escape from all that you've been through, but I cannot morally say that you are sane.